Okay. Alright, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's been a little while, but I have been busy. I've been shooting a lot. I've been creating a lot of work, doing some personal projects, some work projects. Right now I'm actually checking out of the hotel that I've been working at for the last couple of days. I did a project with Four Seasons Boston and also did a lifestyle photo shoot out here. We're right in front of the public gardens. You can kind of see that on the camera right, and it's perfect. It's a perfect location to shoot at because, you know, you're steps away from the garden. You can shoot in the hotel. There's just a lot of things to capture around here. Fortunately, the weather worked out and I was able to shoot in some sunlight. There's like a crazy storm passing through the East Coast right now, but like I said, I was able to wake up early, grab some shots in the morning. Clouds were passing by all day, so there were little peaks of sunshine. We were able to shoot. I'm here with my friends Hunter and Adam. What else? Yeah, literally I just had this idea last night at like 3 a.m. I fell asleep pretty early, just because we had an early dinner. I had a pretty loaded day, loaded week actually. We've just been shooting a bunch, and then my week ended with the Leica talk with my friend Nathan, who is a representative at Leica. We were basically just discussing my photo journey, my career, professional and personal, and it was an hour-long conversation. I'll have like the live link for you guys, maybe by next week or a couple days after you see this live. Well, Patreon will see this first, and I'll drop this on my channel. I think the video is going to live on Leica's channel, which is really cool. And basically throughout the chat, we were chatting for an hour about my photographic journey, some images that I curated for this chat specifically, using the Leica M cameras. I've used the MP240, the Leica M3, the M11P, the Leica M10. I've used a lot of them, mostly for travel stuff. And in the talk I was basically discussing how I usually do a 2-camera setup. I'll have like an SL2S or just an SL system as my main workhorse, to really dial in and get the shots that I need, and compose. And then the M cameras are basically to capture raw moments that just come to me. And I feel like, just in general, most of my favorite shots that have come out and that I put in my portfolio have come from the M camera, just because I'm so connected to it. It just feels like an extension of my body. I don't really feel like I have to compose anything. I'm just documenting whatever's in front of me, which is really cool. Versus, like I said in the chat, I don't want to reiterate too much. I'll let you guys watch it. The SL system I use when I already have the shot in mind, when I know exactly what I want to capture. So that's why I bring that around. And then, like I said, digressing here, the M camera is for the sporadic moments, the moments that, you know, you're walking in the street and you kind of see something, you don't know what it is, and you just try to frame something up. And those are my favorite types of photos, the photos that just come to you or that just land in front of you, very spontaneous, and it's just a little bit more rewarding knowing, or not knowing, what you're gonna get at the end of the day. So anyways, screen recording here. I have my notes at the bottom. This is very raw. I don't even think I'm gonna cut any of this, so we'll just keep it rolling. I'm trying to keep this under 15 minutes. I gave you guys a little preface of what's going on already. Like I said, I just finished a hotel shoot. It was taking place at Four Seasons Boston the last couple of days. Yesterday I ended up going to the Leica store in Boston, said hi to a couple of people over there, and checked out the gallery, checked out their used apartment, see if there's anything. I'm not really looking for anything right now. On the conversation with Nathan, someone asked me what my dream setup was, and I think I already have it. It's the Leica M3, which is on the screen right now, and the 50. So I think that's going to last me a lifetime, and I'm going to definitely be passing that down to the next generation because it's fully mechanical and it's perfection. Okay, I'm just going to scroll through. I'm just going to skip the photos that I did talk about. This one turned out really nice. I actually initially didn't I wasn't fully in love with this photo when I first took it, or in like the first couple months of just sitting through the gallery of photos from Peru in 2022. There was a lot. I shot my heart out over there in Peru. It was a personal trip. I took it with Louise, and yeah, this wasn't the ones that stood out to me the most. I think I was really enamored by like all the sweeping views of Peru, just because this was all so new to me. And obviously this is new to me too. But now that I'm looking back at it, I really love all of the rich colors here. I took this with the Leica M10 and I think like a 28mm or something like that. But there's just so much richness in all these colors, and it's somehow still cohesive. You see the same colors throughout. I mean, it's pretty much every color on the rainbow, but it tells such a cool story. And like, I don't know, her facial expression, it doesn't seem like she's too enthralled that I'm taking the photo, but also she looks very serious. So, you know, you can take that for what it is, and I think it's a really cool photo because she is, in this moment, she was just showing us how to make all of the things in the back. And what's not shown in this gallery too is I have another photo of another girl that was working here, another woman that was working here. She was showing us how to dye the fabrics using like bugs and plants, so it was a very organic process. I thought that was really cool. Louise on a dune. This was so beautiful. We watched the sunset up here, so we were here for like 45 minutes at the end of the day after riding these dune buggies all day, and this was just a picture perfect shot. I had to put her in here. Surprisingly, there was a lot of stuff here that was just dirty. I guess, you know, the wind catches it and it gets stuck on the side. Should have photoshopped that stuff out, but I think it's a beautiful composition regardless, nonetheless. My grease work, some of my favorites work to this day. Print worthy, beautiful, everything. This is on film. I discussed this in the chat. These are probably my 4 favorite from Greece overall. Lisbon, yes, I really wanted to talk about this shot. We skipped over it. Just I think someone asked me a question like right in between. Also, there's like, I should have dropped more images from Lisbon, but honestly, I didn't really shoot that much. I had just got the M10 at this point, so I wasn't really connected to it at the time. I rented a lens from some website, and I was just really learning the system. This is probably my favorite shot from the whole entire trip. I didn't really shoot too much, like I said, but the tones, the architecture, this vintage trolley, I don't even know if it's a vintage trolley. I think they're just trolleys. People are just still using them. You have all these lines from the trolleys. This breakfast spot, we actually ate at this breakfast spot shortly after this. We were literally just on our way to breakfast, snapped this shot. I love how there's just silhouettes of people here. There's no one really recognizable. There's people hanging out off the side of the trolley. And it was just a really cool story, you know? Like, the fact that we were just walking to breakfast, I just happened to snap this shot perfectly when the tram was coming up. The light was hidden perfectly. Really awesome. Really awesome. One of my favorite shots. I actually paired this shot with this shot from Peru. And it's sitting above Louise and I's bed frame. It's like blown up pretty huge. I think like 40 by 60 or something like that. But they pair really well together, obviously, because you can see the similarities in the texture and just the composition. These kind of represent like the salt flats, I guess. That's why I put them together. But very cool pairing. These trips were like 1 or 2 years apart, so it was really cool to be able to put that together. Okay, cool. St. Regis. This was in Mexico not too long ago. I think it was in March. This was in January on the M11P. This was on loaner, so I was really just learning this camera, but obviously I used the M10 before, so I was very familiar with the system. I do miss the M10, but I don't know, there's something about it. I wasn't super connected, so I got rid of it shortly after my Peru trip, and then I just consolidated everything, and then I stayed with the SL2S for a little while, and I was just camera searching. But yeah, and then after that I ended up getting the M3, so the M3 is holding me down and has been holding me down for a really long time now. And then recently, I think I said this in the chat already, so I'm sorry if I'm like being redundant, but I just got the MP240 recently. It was a really cool situation where it was like one of my neighbors that actually had the MP240, and I got it for a really good price. So, I considered getting rid of that and upgrading just because it is like a 12, I think it's a 12-year-old camera, but it's a really cool camera and it gets the job done. And the fact that the screen is so old makes me not use the screen, so it is very like the film experience, but the sensor, it's still clean and crispy, and still holds true to my SL2S. So it's a good pairing, and I think I'm just gonna keep it, unless I get my hands on an M11P or something, but no rush on that. This was in Tokyo. Shot this on film. We went to I'm not even gonna try to say that, but we went to the Bamboo Forest Park. At the top of it, there was a monkey forest, or monkey park, and these guys were just climbing around. They didn't look too happy, and it's kind of obvious why. Like, everyone just kind of around there in their space, but it was cool to see. Like, I love animals, I love nature, and to just kind of see them in their habitat was very cool. And if you zoom in here, you can see. I was looking for my dad. He like dipped, but he's actually right here. He's in the shot. He's got his AirPods in. He probably wanted to see what was going on. In here, you could feed the monkey peanuts. You could kind of just like stick your arm through here and feed them some peanuts. So I assume that's why he dipped. But it's just funny that he's in here and not outside with the rest of the fam. This was in Kyoto as well. This was actually the only coffee shop I was able to get to while I was on my trip. Our schedules were packed. Like, I was showing my parents around, I was showing my brother around. This was my second time in Japan. So I just wanted to show them a good time. So I didn't really have some time to escape for myself, to just run out and grab some coffee, because my family doesn't really drink coffee like that. But this is actually my cousin's friend, I believe. She was studying in Japan or something like that, and this coffee shop was recommended and was highly rated, and I bought some beans here, tried 2 coffees. I think I photographed that here. I got a latte and just a regular drip coffee. Both were delicious. I also just got these pair of sunglasses in Japan too. Shopping out there is crazy. Coffee scene out there is phenomenal. These are some more photos from Japan. This is the train back to Tokyo. We were only there for like 48 hours, or maybe even less. I think 36 hours. So we were bouncing up and down. I just wanted to show my parents a good time, but I guess in hindsight, maybe I shouldn't have rushed the trip. But I don't know. I had a good time. I think they had a good time. It was definitely one of those like exhausting trips, but it was nice to be able to document everything. Especially with my family out there. Yeah, this is actually my family too. My brother, my mom, and my dad. This is their first time at the Bamboo Park. Yeah, just really beautiful. The lighting there was kind of tricky. As you can see, this photo is a little underexposed, but I like how it turned out. Because then you just get this like nice bright center in the middle. Well, you get this bright centerpiece. Little pops of color here. Shallow depth of field. It was actually really hard to catch focus here with the rangefinder, so I just kind of did infinity most of the time, because like you can't really align with these bamboo. It's really tricky. But I digress. Let's continue. I mean, this is a prime example. I thought I was in focus. I thought I nailed it, but it ended up being a really cool shot. It's very, what is the word? Abstract. I mean, abstract is a very forgiving word for this, because this was totally a mistake. But I really like it. I think it's cool. I've been using this photo as like a texture piece, so like I'll use it as a background and I'll lay something else on top of it, which I think is pretty cool. Also Japan, these strawberries are phenomenal. I do wish that I'd moved everything over a little bit in this light, and I think when I was shooting it, the light might have actually been on here, and then it just shifted, but it was on film. I wasn't sure what I got until I got back. Yeah, sorry. Thinking about those strawberries, they're really good. Yes, this is at my dad's house in Manila. specifically Marikina. Yeah, self-portrait. That's awesome. My brother took this. This is in my dad's place. It's like literally right next to this. We were getting some really good light. Stopped it super down, and I just wanted my brother to take a cool pic of me. I got my new sunglasses on, and yeah, it's just a vibe. Explain this in the Leica chat, so definitely check that out if you haven't already. Flowers, they mean a lot to me. I also discussed that in the Leica chat. More M3 stuff on film. You can tell there's like a lot of film here, a lot of personal work. It's mostly personal work. It's actually 80% personal work out here. I love my commercial work. My clients give me creative freedom, and it's really nice. But the images that I'm connected to the most are the ones that, I capture in my everyday life, not on a job. So these are all of them. Discussed a lot of these already. This was the Frank Lloyd Wright house in Pittsburgh. It's called, not in Pittsburgh, it's right outside of Pittsburgh. It's called Falling Water. Beautiful home. This is our second time here. Decided this time to shoot just all black and white. I forget which film exactly. And then I think this is a trip where I tried to shoot without a meter, like an external meter on the M3 for the first time. It's about like 2 years into owning the camera, and I just got comfortable with it. So felt like it was a good time to try it out, and I feel like I nailed the exposure from what I was trying to do, at least. This could have been a little bit more exposed, but I like how dramatic it is. I mean, there's a lot of texture in the Falling Water space. So if I expose for these shadows, these details might not have come out. So I'm really happy about how the rest of the stuff turned out. Let's see. Vintage car shots. This was on a photo walk with Marcus and Kyle, and this car was covered. It looked really cool. It's not your traditional, vintage car shot just on the corner. This was covered, and it was in like a parking lot. Thought it was really interesting. And this last shot, I actually didn't really connect with this shot at first when I took it. It was in a house upstate. I was working on a job, like a lifestyle fashion job, and one of the mornings we just went out on location to see if we could shoot with the fog, and then I saw this field of horses just chilling. I thought to snap it. I actually really enjoyed the vertical version of this at first, but now that I'm looking at it, there was just way too much space on the top and on the bottom, and this horizontal version is cooler because, you just really focus on this horse that's in the middle, and then you just see the layers of the horses in the back. And it's perfectly exposed to me, so I think it's a win-win. That's it, guys. If you haven't checked out the original live chat, definitely check it out. It should be out now, but Patreon is seeing this first, so at the time that this goes up, if you're on Patreon, the Leica video won't be live yet, and you'll get this. But I do think that this is a little bit more in depth for all my photos. But in the chat with Nathan, I was telling some really good stories, talking about my career. It was definitely more process driven, and I just broke down basically like how I approach jobs, what I think about the current situation with Instagram, and so much more. So definitely check that out. I dropped a lot of really good gems on there, and yeah, I got to check out this hotel. It's like 8:35. I'm gonna go to the lobby, do a little bit of work, but I just want to push out this video real quick. I actually had this video idea at like 3 a.m. last night. After wrapping the Leica chat, I got a celebratory drink, had some dinner, and then I just totally passed out at like 8:30 p.m. Then I ended up waking up in the middle of the night. So for some reason, I had some creative juices flowing. I had everything packed already. All of this stuff, all my camera gear, all my lighting equipment, it was all packed and ready to go. But then the idea hit, and I was like, it's way easier to film in a hotel because it's all just clean and tidy, and I don't know, I'm out of my own head a little bit, so I just I took it and I ran with it. We're here. We're filming. We're done. I'm excited to continue sharing more thoughts with you guys. I think this is a really nice format, and I'm gonna continue doing it because I love breaking down my images and just reflecting on reflecting and curating some of my work from the past. It's been a strong 8 to 10 years that I've been shooting now professionally, and I'm only getting better. So, yeah, thanks for following along. I appreciate you guys. We'll chat again soon. Peace.